Wait, I remember. Don't change the volume because it's gonna be very loud. Might as well finish this while we're at it. Quite the difference in gameplay.
Ah, yes, yes. Good day then.
Oh my god, this is so weird playing after Resident Evil 6. I'm like, what are we doing? Oh, isn't this the... We stopped at the windmill guy, right? Hello? The difference in gameplay is actually insane. I wonder, like, thinking about it, I wonder what shifted them in the new, like, generation to, like, Biohazard and this game. Like, I wonder what made them change from third person to first person, but also, like, a new story, more, like, horror based. Like, with zombies and, like, scary shit in 7. I actually want to replay 7 now, because it's actually really good. But I wonder what made them do that. What was that meeting like? I think 6 definitely wasn't received well. Like, 6 was hated, like above everything else. People didn't like 5, because it was kind of controversial, but also... towards the end, it does get more action-y opposed to horror. Like 6. I like that they're adding the third person back in, though. Like, in the DLC, they're gonna add it to this game. Why did he have one of those? The backlash of Resident Evil 6, the hype of PT. Oh, that's true. Didn't even think about that. The Resident Evil 1 and 0 up ports. Wait, why? What makes you say that? People didn't like the ports? This part is so confusing. Oh, okay. I haven't played them yet. I'm actually really excited to play them. Because I don't know the characters from 1 and 0. I also really want to... I just love the Resident Evil games. Like, I could play them, like, non-stop and talk about the lore for hours. Did y'all see the Resident Evil, the movie with, what's his name? Not the show they have right now, but there was a movie that came out a couple months ago. Like, earlier this year. I don't know about months ago. It might have been earlier this year. Do I have anything I can use? I don't know. Was that the one? It was like a mix of Resident Evil 0 and 1 and 2. I remember watching it with people. I don't remember the cast, though. That's what it's called. Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was okay. Yes, 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 yes. So true, Techno Devil. That's who it was. I'm like, there's someone famous that was in that. So yeah, it was back. I'm gonna make these. I feel like these are gonna be helpful. What is that? What is that? Why does he have a chainsaw? What's happening? Is he gonna get up? Why do I not remember this part? I'm gonna poop. Let's keep that down. Don't move. Don't move. I'm gonna open this and you're not gonna move. He's gonna get up. Okay. I don't think you can kill this guy. Funny poop.
Seems useful.
Yes, you put it right here. Brother K, thank you so much for the follow. Oh. I'm gonna just run past you. I'm so sorry. What is that? Oh. What is this? It's a horse. Tina, the horse is here. Same. I might even replay it a third time. This I'm just replaying because I want to replay it. Alright, guys. Fuck. How did you... Hello? Okay. Ew! That was so crunchy when he bit me. Thank you. Oh, I knew I wasn't gonna make that. Wait, you know what's kind of camp? Every time we play this game, I do a cosplay of one character from this game. What if I just keep that trend going? I'm gonna keep that trend going. I'm not gonna do another cosplay because I'm gonna finish this tonight. But the next time we play this, I'll do a cosplay of one of the sisters. That's camp. Because we did Lady D second playthrough. We did Angie first playthrough. Hello? I'm inspecting, making sure everything's looking good. No, I didn't. I did not. I did Angie, the puppeteer. You might be thinking of Deer. Deer did the sister look. Where's the... Yeah, my t-shirt and baseball hat. True. Maybe. That'd be a cute look. I run around in circles and have no idea where I'm going. True. Baby Rose. You're sick. Yeah, I was gonna do one while we played this, but honestly, just really haven't had the energy. And also, if I did do it, I'd probably wear my lacy top again, and I've worn it like 3 times in the last like. My face is like itchy. By making weird faces. Same. I am aware, but I don't like re-wearing outfits. It bugs me. Something I will never change because I am insane. Okay. Oh, he's on to me. He said, not again. You will not. Oh! The way he exploded. So true. Okay, now I can take the easy route. Oh, is this the horse thing? Can I look at it? What is this? This is a ball? Looks like a casting machine? What is this? Literally, actually, what is this? What do I need that for? Ooh, my legs. Oof! I mean, part of the reason why I think, like, drag is so exciting is because it keeps evolving, and that's, like, how I see myself with, like, my looks, so that's why I always, like, don't like re-wearing stuff. But there are some looks that I don't look good in that I should re-wear. I also am realizing that with video games too. Like, some of the VODs that I played a while ago don't hold up because I don't look good. So. It takes time. I guess. I don't know, why did he explode? That was bizarre. Is this the horse? Peter, the horse is here. Well, sometimes, like, I looked at, like, recent VODs. Well, like, kind of recent, like, the last, like, for this year, at least. There's definitely improvements in some areas. But there are sometimes that I, like, try new things and they don't work. Which is okay. That's fine. Well, like, I want to start doing, like actually experimenting with stuff, but also, like, that means I have to buy makeup brushes and makeup palettes and pay for makeup. And the only reason I don't experiment with my makeup so much and do new things is because I don't really have, like, the money and, like, the supplies to do it. Like, I only have, like, I want to say, like, a couple makeup palettes, a couple things of foundation, a couple lipsticks. Like, I use drugstore for the most part, and, like, ColourPop, and ColourPop is kind of inexpensive. So, I wish I could try new stuff, but, like, I had a dream that I went, like, I literally woke up crying because I had a dream the other week that I went to Sephora, and I could just buy anything I wanted, which is, like, the dream. Like, I wish I could. I don't know what she was thinking when she said that to Chi-Chi. You don't need money, girl. Like, makeup, hair, what, like, hello? Yeah, you don't need money for, like, I guess, I don't even know. She was bizarre for that one.
Oh, Ethan. Such a disappointment.
Oh, hello.
I thought we could
Oh, shit.
join forces against that bitch Miranda. Truly, truly disappointing. She took me. Took us to be her children. She locked us away in the village. Decades of being forced to serve her. Can you even understand that humiliation? I'm not like my siblings. I want to be free, bitch. So I need power. I need enough power to destroy her. These are the fruits of my power.
Ah, fruits.
Strong will destroy the weak. That's the way of the world. You should have never refused me, Ethan.
What a freak.
I run into another room with another guy. Oh my god. Please, I'm real tired of Michelle. She did the same thing to Mo. Yeah. Wow, you really stepped up your... No, literally. I can't. Like, All Winners was fun, but the, like, critiques, like, the way the show was structured was so bizarre. Like, structure, like, critiques for, like, 10 minutes, and then them repeating their critiques that weren't critiques, they were just praising them for 10 minutes. And then the lip sync that a majority of the time wasn't great. And then, yeah. Okay. Same, we did too. When we watched it, we were like, nah. Oh, hello! Well, I would have enjoyed it if they gave them, like, actual critiques. Like, so they can, you know. Like, there were some points that some people deserved some critiques. I mean, I get why they didn't, but still. I feel like if, like, the show is structured like that, you know? Do I seriously... Okay, all I have is sniper ammo. Like, we are struggling. How many episodes were there? Not 10. What's happening right now? I mean, I guess. I mean, a majority of them did well, but, like, there were some weeks that obviously you can't just be like, oh yeah, you did lovely. I can't even open this door. I don't have any ammo to open this door. Are you serious? I have a sniper to open this door. Are you kidding me? Great.
You again?
I am not going through a boss fight right now. You're literally kidding my... You're shitting my dick. Um...
Thanks to your consistent patronage, I've expanded my services. Well then, feel free to peruse.
I can't believe you say you do a Duke cosplay. So rotted. What is that? Sniper? I don't need any more sniper ammo. Yeah, Mia's not pleased with me right now about gay show.
Ethan.
Can I seriously not buy ammo? I like literally can't see my screen. I need to buy a bigger monitor. Guys, Trinity should have won. You guys are sick. Discrediting someone more talented than me. True. She is. It's like, it's literally true.
Ah, so you noticed that. Food is life. Good day then.
Can I just get rid of the sniper? Like, does it matter? I don't want it.
Seeking something in particular? Finished? Are you sure?
I'm I'm not, but I can't do anything about it. Can I save? Is there a save in here? Yes. Perfect. I burped.
Got a long way to go.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. What did I just pick up? Oh, a tunnel. You guys watch scary videos and shut off all the lights in your room and just watch scary videos of people catching paranormal stuff on
She
film?
doesn't care for us.
I do.
No. She's long lost all her humanity. I must destroy her.
I don't give a shit about your family drama.
Okay. Will you send some to me? I'm currently chipping away at some, but like I watched this one that was like this guy, his dogs were like whine. So a lot of it is like, is it real or is it fake? I think some of them are definitely fake, and like people pay to get their stuff featured on Top 5 if you watch Top 5, because this guy does a lot of like scary videos and shit. Like you can tell like some of them are definitely fake and like post-production, but when other things come into it, I kind of like theorize if they're real or not. When like the dogs are whining and something paranormal's happening, I think there's no way to fake that. Like there's no way. Or when a child that is like 3 years old is like saying there's a monster in his closet and then there's paranormal things happening, I think that's inevitable, that something definitely is happening. But like when some bros are like on a trip in the middle of nowhere and then the camera shifts and then there's a hard cut, it's obviously fake. Or they're like, dude, look at that. Did you just see that, bro? Like, shut up. Like, someone had money, I guess, to get their promo featured in Top 5. Did she really? I kind of want to watch that. That's fierce. Not a hard front. Watch season 6 again. There's a lot of hard fronts. The way Adora was gonna wear a hard front for her finale outfit, I said, what are we doing? She's gonna wear a blue hard front. It was definitely a time. Wait, I want that. Can we go in there? Oh, can I blow up the wall like this? Please tell me yes. Yes. I love life. I feel like there's something unpleasant over here. Why do I not remember this part of the game at all? Oh, I do. Never mind. There's 2 guys that are gonna come try to kill us, and they're gonna be closing in from both sides. Great! I love sniper ammo. I'm very happy that I got that. Very pleased. Yep.
Another one?
Oh, I don't have Discovery Plus. I'll wait till it merges with... Oh, shit. Oh, I forgot. I'm screwed. Oh my god, I'm so dead. Excuse me! Oh. 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 Oh, wow. Oh, please let me pass. Fuck! Did I seriously miss one? There's no way. Where did I get the shotgun ammo? Excuse me. Oh. Pardon me. Hey, buddy. I need to get through here. I didn't. Okay. All right. Did not mean to break that with that. Trying to preserve my ammo. All that. I think we're about to go into a boss fight, and I have no ammo whatsoever. So it was really bad for me. Huh. Oh, this looks foreboding. I fall on the propeller. Oh, 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 oh.
Shit, that was close.
True, Ethan, true. What's that? Ooh, shiny. So, like, when do I get ammo? Like, where is that? Like, hello? Alright. Walks on this pipe. Hey. Goes up this ladder. Hey. Oh, it's an elevator.
Soon, she'll start her ceremony with your rose. If that happens, it's all over. For your kid. And for the whole village. But don't worry. I'll stop it. I'll use Rose to kill Miranda. Poor Papa. You're the only one who doesn't see your kid's power.
Take Rose? I'd like to see you try.
I'm like scared I'm gonna walk into this boss fight and I literally have nothing. Heisenberg or Ethan? Who has the gay little voice? Ew, don't show me that. Yeah. I have to go down there to get the piece and then come back up. That is so much work. They could have just gave me the piece. I want Jake to give me his piece. Yeah, I went there.
You wish to make a purchase?
Kind of, a little bit. Oh, that's a lot of fucking money. Did you see that?
Your coin.
I can't even buy ammo. Like, are you kidding? I can buy sniper rounds. Did we get Lady D to step on us? Oh, yes. And I did a Lady D cosplay, so it was very slay boss. How you doing, Giovanna?
Aha. Leave this to me.
So true.
Till next we meet.
What was that? Why did the bell ring like that? Are you good? I think it's... What level is it on? It's B4. Oh, you're first? Did you play this today? Ugh. I stretch. Alright, let's go. I'm worried for us, but...
It's dark.
They turned the lights off? Who cut the light bill? Let them being like, wait, this isn't scary enough. Let's turn off the lights. Oh, hi. I'm gonna go this way. Even though there's another guy waiting for me over here. Hello. Die. Wait, I gotta reload. Perfect. Oh! Well. How was it? Are you doing okay? Oh! Okay. He's waiting for us with a nice big smile. Alright. Well. Let's all just calm down. Can I go through here? Oh yeah, I can. Never mind. We don't want to go through there yet. I think we're almost out of here. I should have saved these for the boss. It's okay. I think we can make... Okay. Now we're fucked. I just don't want to waste ammo on any of these guys. Oh, Christ. Are you kidding me? I like literally can't waste ammo. I need to go. We gotta go. There's zombies down here. Okay, this is... Excuse me, sir. Right. Oh, can I open this? Hey. It is really bad for me right now. This is the worst. Girl, we're just running into... come on! Alright, it doesn't get better. Move! Move! All right. Oh, okay, wow. I just need to remember my route back, because that I think is the issue. I just did not know how to get back. So I gotta remember the door that I go through to get back here. Yeah. They're literally everywhere. Like, can we calm down? Oh, you missed me. Now watch this. Ooh, can't catch me. Can't catch me now. Ooh, can't catch me. Can't catch me. Are you okay, sir? Oh. Well, that answers it. Alright, we're gonna go back through this door as soon as the guy comes through it. I'm sure the big guy's coming around. Santa's coming tonight. Yep, here he is. Nope, I need to go the way the guy's coming. Are you kidding me right now? You're shitting. What is on me? Is it my hair? Ew, that felt like a giant spider. That scared me more than anything. Fuck. Okay, it's fine. We go. I go. Get me out. That was deep. That was deep. Spell house music. Spell. Let me save. Hi, Witchy. Happy to see you. What's going on?
Feel free to peruse.
I don't need all the... I guess I might for this boss fight. Let's just sell this pistol.
You no longer need this?
Rage quit Valorant, please. So true.
You'll be slaughtering things in droves. These hands are
We're trying to finish this
dexterous than
tonight.
one might think.
Hoping to finish this tonight.
Please come again.
Okay, let's try doing this boss fight. I do the boss fight with literally no fucking ammo to my
You
name.
really are a tough one. But I'm tired of chit-chat. Time to die. You can hear
That's
it,
nice. They give me some
can't
ammo.
you? Someone's waiting for you.
How generous.
I don't have time for this bullshit. Out of my way!
Jesus. You look exactly like him, Talos. No, it's true. Oh my god, that was so close. Oh, he goes again. Whoa! That's not fair. You're cheating! Whoa! Hey! Well, there's nowhere to run now, so, care to share? Great. Nice. Okay.
Now stay down.
Oh. Whew. That was close. What then? Then we panic because now we have no ammo. So what then? So what then? Still no magnum bullets? Okay, alright. That was very close. Definitely cheated death there a little bit. I pick up a cigar? True. I will never, like, cigars are so gross, I'm sorry. That thing about, like, graduating then smoking a cigar? Ew. Like, why? What is happening? Are we about to do another boss fight? Like, what is happening? Helicopter, helicopter. Huh? What's in here?
What the?
Welp, it's over. Now you've done it.
Not bad, Hunters. You're persistent. But I've got a rebellion. So stay out of my way.
That better not take away my ammo. I'm not shooting. When he turns into a tank, like why?
Don't come back.
It is. It's very dumb. Like, way to ruin a character. Like, I love Heisenberg's design. Like, I wish they would have just done a normal fight with, like, the levitation shit. I don't know why they transformed him like that. Very bizarre.
Damn it again?
Heisenberg is trans. It's true. Hey, cold. It's cold. Oh, hey. Oh.
I told you to leave it alone, Ethan. You are in the way.
What do you care, Chris? You killed my wife, you son of a bitch!
You think I killed Mia? That wasn't her. It was Miranda.
What?
She's a bioweapon. She changed her
Mia's
appearance and pretended to be Mia. Seems she also survived being shot, so now I'm here to finish the job.
Bullshit! Why don't you fucking tell me right away?
Because I knew you would want to be involved. And this job is hard enough without civilians getting in the way.
Hey, handsome.
Why us, Chris?
Are you doing anything later?
What the hell is going on?
Hey, Chris.
All right, Ethan. All right. I guess I owe you an explanation.
A little bit.
Hand me that wrench.
Thinking about his look in 7. That was so bad. To the wait.
Long story short, Miranda's fucking insane. In this village, all these monsters and freaks, this is her life's work. Some sort of crazy experiment with the mold.
The mold. Like Louisiana. God damn it.
I love that Dracula super monster.
I can't escape from here. I can't do anything.
That might not be true. Take a look at this. My men sent those
It's just
pictures a
nudes.
few
What if it was
minutes
Grindr?
ago. Keep looking.
Rose. Holy shit, we gotta go.
Relax. My men are monitoring the situation.
But they have my daughter.
You don't get it, Ethan. You don't stand a chance against Miranda by yourself.
Casually just does that.
I will stay down here and finish planting explosives. You take that elevator. I'll meet you topside.
He's
I
hot.
promise you, we will get your daughter back. Together.
damn
I
straight.
love a little scruff.
And when I find Miranda,
Hi.
she's a dead woman.
All right, Ethan.
I have a lot to offer.
Then you take this and do me a favor. Try to stay under the radar.
Can't turn back now.
Doesn't it say there's no... Wait, where'd he go? He disappears into the fog? True. Oh! Yeah, doesn't it say this is the point of no return? Don't we have a boss? We have 2 boss fights to do? Girl, we're fucked. I have to fight Mother Miranda with no ammo, dude. And I can't go back to Duke. It doesn't even matter. Like, Duke wouldn't give me ammo anyways. He can't even give me any more. I mean, I don't have an option. I just have to go. There's nothing I can do.
Metal polymer composite, huh? Time to fight fire with fire.
You're so funny.
I'm coming, Rose.
This is stupid. Like, a tank? You guys are silly, Capcom. You guys are silly. Listen, I want Jill Valentine to, like, come in with Rose and Sherry to come out. I want all the girl bosses to return and be like, Rose, we got your back. And it leads up to Resident Evil 9 that's like, the girl bosses. And then it's like, all of them on the cover, like, back to back, like Charlie's Angels.
You're like a goddamn cockroach! You think you can take me on? Fine. This'll be my warm-up before I kill the bitch. Let's settle this. Mano a mano. Your corpse!
Wait, Jake just said that. Let's settle this mano y mano. And then Heisenberg just said
Addition
it.
to my army.
Mommy Nemesis. I can't pronounce it. But thank you for the follow.
What's wrong, Ethan?
Very loud. Very loud teeth. Alright, why is this so loud right now? Can we please... Please? It should have been you, Miss Mommy D. This boss fight should have been Lady D. Just saying. IDGAF. She was the better villain.
I feel so alive! So this is the power of fatherly love, huh? In the face of my steel glory! Guess I do have to thank that bitch and for this. I'll kill her with the power she gave me. That's what I call being a good son! Very nice. I felt 20 years under the bitch's thumb. The villagers goddamn freedom fighter! I'll use your cute little daughter to become more powerful than ever! Time to test this baby! The clock is ticking!
Are you dead yet?
Quit just fooling yourself! Why my lordy? That boulder punching asshole!
What?
But you're first! Come on! Here we go, Ethan! The final stretch!
I'm gonna take all this ammo, if you don't mind.
It's hopeless, right? Just give up. Flesh and blood will never win against me! This isn't David and Goliath. It's Ethan and a bloody demise! Impressive. Too bad I'm your only fan. Having fun?
Are you gonna die? Ow.
Well done, like the world's watching. Thanks for waiting. Having fun? So long, Ethan Winters! You really should have taken my deal. You'll be frozen in the afterlife.
Hello?
Rose's power is one. Right after I murder Miranda. This can't be the end for me! I must kill her!
Bye, Flop. Giggles. Thank you.
Ethan, I heard explosions.
That's Talos' name in my phone.
I dealt with Heisenberg. Now I'm gonna find Miranda and get Rose back.
Not without me. It's too dangerous. Wait there, you hear me?
Cam's really wanted to say hi to you.
Ethan! Ethan, respond!
Mia?
Oh, Mia's
That
back.
child. She's so important, isn't she?
She's everything to me.
And mine to me. With Heisenberg gone, you've lost your lead. What are you going to do?
I don't know, but I'm saving Rose.
You'd never know, do you? Even when I took Mia's place.
Please, house?
Poor Ethan.
Who are you? Where's Rose?
Oh, girl boss moment. About to eat. Here comes Mother. Mother.
Enough. Remember Evelyn and her power over them all? Rose is her successor. No. Rose is Evelyn's true, complete form. She will grow to fully control the masses. And I must have her.
Fuck you, you crazy bitch!
Sorry. That line.
Calm yourself. Rose will be saved. The Megamycete catalogs all of us. However, she will be reborn as my daughter.
She's my child, not yours. Where are you? Show yourself!
Why did Rose come to be? Was it because of her parents? And you are truly a special case. But I've learned all I can from you. Your worth as a lab rat has run out.
Miranda! You coward! Come out and face me!
Well, you got what you asked for.
Your death will come quick. You will join the Megamycete's records.
The way she just has his heart.
I will make
True.
sure to sample your blood for later. Once dawn breaks, the ceremony will be complete, and I will become her true mother, bound for eternity in blood.
Does she have blonde hair but a black hood on, or is it blonde bang like front of her hair and then black extensions?
I've waited so long, but dreams really can come true. Vessel or not, I can't
Gotcha.
wait
I was always
to see
confused
my
by that.
true child again.
I thought it was like blonde in the front and then the back of her hair was black. I was like, how do people cosplay that? But now it makes more sense. It's like a nun's hood, but like without the white in the front.
Able to retrieve the body, but I've recorded evidence.
Share your screen, and I'll go over the situation. My team and I were careless. Yesterday, we took down the transformed Miranda, but we didn't kill her.
Who knew she could fake being a corpse?
Oh!
Since Miranda could have infected
Oh my god.
I forcefully took him and Rose with us. But the vehicle they were riding in was attacked. When I got to the wreck, Ethan and Rose were gone. The last time I was able to contact Ethan, I heard Miranda's voice. She murdered him. And she is not gonna get away with it. God damn it, when does it end?
The turtleneck. Oof.
The mission?
My breasts inflate.
All of it. 3 years trying to put this thing in the ground.
When he does his you-know-what inside me and then smokes a cigarette after, it's over. It's a wrap. Take me away.
We'll get her, Captain. The squad's ready for you.
Arm.
So BSAA got here already? Didn't
Arms.
waste any time?
Oh.
Mission adjustment.
No, doesn't change anything.
Where's
Terminate
Jill?
Miranda and rescue Rose. That's the mission. And failure's not an option.
Let's have some fun, people. Like old times.
Move out.
Roger.
Okay.
K9, I want to know what the hell BSAA is doing here. Find out what you can.
Roger that. I'm on it.
In a while
Hi,
since we
Chris.
fought together, Captain. When was it last? The desert?
Doing nothing but recon's gotten me out of shape.
But thanks to your recon, we know Miranda's plan.
Couldn't quite believe it when I heard she turned herself into Mia, though. Taking 5 shots to the head's nothing to sneeze at either.
Who are these people on the mic? Please. Jill's enjoying the sun. Sunbathing.
Hey, Alpha. Look at this.
Hey, Alpha.
The SAA. They've gone too far.
What does BSAA stand for? I've never understood it.
Looks pretty rough down there. How are you planning on reaching the objective?
First, we're gonna have to take that thing out.
Got your back, boss. Let's get to work.
Everyone watch for hostile bioweapons.
Roger.
True.
Made contact with a group of hostile bioweapons.
Yeah, tell us. Why would you say that?
Western route is clear. Moving out.
Roger that.
You have a present? You got me a present?
Craft spot. 2 guards. I can take them.
Don't get cocky.
Oh, I take all this shit? Hey.
What the hell is that thing? It's all new to my seat.
That's probably where Miranda is. Let's go. Large mutated bioweapon sighted.
I don't see it.
Hey, boss, might be releasing infectious mutations. Keep your masks on. Might be a minute.
Roger.
Tundra here. Leaving some supplies in one of the houses, Captain. Help yourself.
Thank you so much. Okay. That was a bit rude. Lol.
Umber Eyes, I need some backup.
I see I've never heard of a mutamycete colony being so huge.
Hey!
Hey, guys, boss. Keep going.
Oh my god. Oh, he's still alive. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. The 692 ammo? When was this during my boss fight? Please. This some bullshit. Okay. Well, clearly I have to sit up because I can't see any of the monsters.
My mom saw this shit. She thinks she died and gone to
I've reached the target location. Damn, this is big. All right, Lolo.
So you can fit
Marking the
everything in his
target.
cargo pants.
Roger that, boss.
What are we locking onto? This?
Bingo. All right.
Okay. Sure.
Reloading now. Just a minute.
We have to do it again.
There's a swarm headed that way.
Thought them all getting owned. The way he fell?
Reloading. Injure soon.
Look, they all got owned again.
Okay, Captain. I've reloaded. Ready when you are. Takes a minute
Fuck
to
off.
target the
Fuck off!
Eyes around it as long as you can. The mold is rapidly expanding. There must be something stimulating it.
Did you hear me the first time? I said F off.
Say you guys are engaging the bioweapons. You're right, Captain. They must be after the Megamycete too.
I'll mark a point.
If you don't...
Hang on.
Roger that.
How many are there? Everyone okay?
They're coming from the mold. There's no end to them.
Give me a break.
Another hit.
Thank you.
Looks like it's about to collapse.
Hold your horses. I'm reloading.
I have to reload again.
Watch your movements.
Oh my fucking dicks. Fun is actually over.
Damn it, these things are using weapons. Sure they're thinking the same about you. Take that!
Good. Megamycete must be below.
Not this is like Fortnite. True.
I found a way down. I'm going in, the rest of you stay back.
Everybody
Captain,
stay back.
I compared the mold at the village with a sample from the bakers, and there's no sign of the genome editing we saw in the E-series. The stuff originated here.
Oh, it's a big guy.
Megamycete, huh? Lobo, I got a tough guy here.
Ow.
I'm gonna need backup.
Boss, you're on the ground.
There's an opening in the roof. Use it.
Okay, I'm moving out. I'll get there.
Is that really necessary? Welcome back, Maddie.
Overhead, boss.
Good. I'll signal with the locator.
Give me a break. Reloading now. Just a minute.
He's still alive. Are you kidding? Oh, I only have one thing of ammo left. I mean, one thing of health. Well, Jesus.
Okay, Captain. Reloading. Ready when you are.
Nice. Thought so.
Seriously?
Hold your horses. I'm reloading. I'm reloaded. Where should I pull next? Prepping the next round. Just a sec. Reloading,
Hostile
Captain.
bioweapon
Ready when you are.
I'll keep going. The rest of you, stay above ground.
Whew. That felt
So
a lot
Miranda
harder
was
than
the
my first
fake here.
playthrough.
Where's the real one? I doubt she saw any further use for her. I don't get any of this. How did Miranda even know Rose exists?
A moldy little bird told her, maybe?
We can figure that out later. Focus on the plan. I found it. It's the Megamycete.
Hi, Chris. Wendy's is closed, usually. Yeah.
Alpha to squad. I've located the Megamycete.
So now we can end this mess after.
I ordered it the other day. I should have ordered it tonight. I'm so stupid. Yummy. It's nice and squishy.
There's enough there to blow the whole village sky high.
Let's get out of here and blow the damn place.
Not before I end Miranda. I'm not taking any more chances. I'm going in.
Roger that. Standing by. Captain, I have eyes on Miranda at the ceremony site.
Keep your distance. Do not move until I give the order.
I know it's too late now, but we really should have told Ethan the plan.
There wasn't time. And we didn't expect Miranda to act so soon.
Even so, you should have told him.
Yeah. This must be Miranda's lab.
Lore dump!
Show me your hands! Umbrise, this is Alpha. Where is Miranda right now?
Still at the ceremony site. Whatever she's doing, she's staying put.
God damn. It really is you. I'm glad you're safe, Mia. Why are you here?
I was caught in Houston experiments.
Me too.
Wait, did you say Mia? Mia Winters?
In the flesh. What's the situation up there?
Kind of a war going on. Nothing we can't handle.
Don't get distracted. Stick to the mission. I'm headed to the ceremony site.
Wait. You can't leave me here. You promised, damn it. You said that you would keep us safe. We did everything that you asked. We moved over here, everything. And I didn't care. So long as we were together.
Marshall probably playing Hades
So you
or
tell me,
Fallout.
Where is my husband? Where is my daughter?
Ethan is gone. I couldn't save him. But I can save Rose. Come on. It's not safe here after all.
What do you mean he's gone?
He's dead. I'm sorry, Mia, but we have to leave. We have to destroy this village.
No! You're wrong.
Same
I
house.
tried to keep this a secret, but... You don't understand how special he is.
Not Maddie being like, yeah, Marshall, pull out your wallet, when Maddie's literally on mobile too. For the same reason Marshall is.
It's cold.
It doesn't matter.
How did I get here? God, it's freezing. This shit in my body.
Ethan, just die. Just lay me down to the river.
You're so dumb.
Evelyn? How are you here?
Now I want Wendy's. Look what you did.
Dead? I mean, Miranda. She... no.
McDonald's right now being a $20 delivery fee?
Wrong. It wasn't Miranda.
What in God's name?
What are you saying? I can still...
See?
Sorry, something deep is happening, but I've already seen this, so I don't really give a shit.
You mean you didn't think it was weird? No matter how much you got hurt? Remember. Years ago, the Baker house.
You died.
Were murdered by Jack. You died there 3 years ago.
That's impossible. No way.
You shouldn't even be able to walk around.
Quit messing with my head.
You shouldn't be walking.
Screw you! What am I?
Nothing, you're nothing! Sorry. I just feel like men should know that they're nothing and they're just wallets.
Rose. Mia. I
remember being so gagged when I saw this for the first time. Now it's just kind of silly. Like, you're mold. You're literally mold.
Your whole body is nothing but mold.
Bye, mold.
You can't ever see your family again.
Family. No. Rose. I have to save.
The way I did such a good job shaving, like, my mind is so powerful.
Dead.
If he comes back in the... Yeah, I will.
I will.
He's done. He needs to be put to bed. Ethan is done. I want Rose, and I want girl bosses. We're done with Ethan. I'm turning into mold. Do you see this? My body's deteriorating. Enough with the moaning. If you're not a hot man, which you're not, Ethan, you're not allowed to moan.
Where am I?
My carriage, Ethan. You were having a nightmare.
Duke?
Your battle with Heisenberg was a sight to see. But to think Miranda...
Does Duke have an undercut? What is that?
How long have I been out?
Not long till dawn.
Until dawn.
I need a favor. Take me to Miranda.
I assumed as much and am already on the way. We should arrive shortly.
Thank you. Oh, stealing my line.
But Ethan, are you sure of this?
No.
Is, well, falling apart.
Yes.
All right, can we wrap it up?
I gotta go.
Oh, thank you for giving me stuff. Oh, they're so nice. Is Duke not letting me shop with him for the last time? Oh, he will.
Preparation is more important now than ever before. Oh, the assemblage of life and machine. I can feel Lord Heisenberg's essence through it.
I don't need this. Please. Give me a fucking break.
Yes, I can see why you'd be interested in that. Huh?
Sure, why the fuck not?
Your journey nears its end. Please, be well.
Thanks.
Can I move? Like... Alright. Let's end this. Walks this way. Approaches the final battle in a dramatic manner.
Out of my way.
Seriously? Zombies right now? Oh, please. I will not be wasting ammo on any of you.
Gotta keep going.
Hello, Mother. It's Mother time. Everybody, it's Mother time.
Little Ava, my beautiful daughter. Come to
Oh, it is a veil. I see it now. I don't know why I never saw it that way before.
Is that you? Oh, how I've missed you.
How do you do a Mother Miranda cosplay without the ring behind her? I feel like that's like such an important piece of her character.
My power is leaving me.
Rose! Miranda!
Hi.
Interesting. Your body certainly isn't normal.
Give Rose to me. Now!
You will see. Once I kill you properly, everything.
Get her now!
What? That was so abrupt.
Let go!
I've spent a lifetime creating this moment. And you try to take it away from me. I will take what is due.
I will admit, I do get chills at this part. This part's fucking dope.
What the fuck?
Like a really good ending. Like the ending to this game is really good.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Williams.
Oh, let me get the auto mod.
You disposed of my false and welcomed the glorious Megamycete. Now, please do not
Oh, wow.
I assure you I'll provide her with true happiness.
I'm just joking. All my mods are sleepy time and on their phones.
I'm not letting you get away.
All jokes, just a jest. But then there's Slay Mama that's doing nothing, so...
Please, Mr. Winters.
Thanks. Just kidding. Alright. Let's calm it down. Oh my god, she does damage! Okay, don't touch me. Please don't touch me. Please! Please! Oh my god. The way she will literally end your life in one combo. Oh, here she goes.
There's nothing. I shall finish this.
Oh, here she goes.
You understand the love of a parent to a child.
How can you deny me? Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
Hello?
The Megamycete saved me from them. It's of despair. It granted me this.
Despair? I look at Danganronpa.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
I think this was right. I played this right after Danganronpa. So I was like, despair? What?
After all, everyone dies.
I'm sorry, what was said? Me. I agree, Ava. Still my fave too. Best cast.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on, rest now.
The hell I will.
I will take back my daughter!
Can someone put the light on?
Die, 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 die. I understand your feelings, Mr. True.
Thank you. Generously turning the lights on.
Rose with a Megamycete. My daughter will be made manifest at last. I've waited
Oh wait, I have pipe bombs? Wait. Give me those.
a century, all for this day. Will this kill you? Why do you interfere? Surely you have no need for
Oh, fucking shit.
She's my goddamn.
Are you serious? I don't have any more health. Okay, well, that's lovely.
Psycho.
Your life is over.
Okay.
Why do you still? I'll take wonderful care.
I wish to end the boss fight now. I'm not having fun anymore. I don't have any health. I'm not enjoying my time.
Hold still.
No.
Why won't you die?
Cause I'm mold. Okay, bye mold. Oh, well, there it is.
Rose is truly mine.
And boom, there it is.
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Megamycete. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with truth.
I want it to be louder.
So now you can die peacefully.
Ow! What just happened? That literally hurt my ears so bad. Okay.
Do not let him get away.
God forbid I turn the volume up.
There's nothing. Come. You understand the love of a parent and a child. How can you deny it?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
Cease this foolishness. Your time is up. Now die.
Damn. Oh shit.
The Megamycete saved me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
Oh god. Queen off.
Such vitality.
Why did I think that tree was her? Anyways. I'm aware, they just didn't spawn.
Oh, great Megamycete, hear my prayer!
Oh, Jesus.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on, rest now.
The hell I will.
Die, 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 die! I will take back my daughter! If I combine Rose with a Megamycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last! I've waited a century, all for this day. Why do you interfere? Surely you have no need of Rose now. So close to death.
She's my goddamn daughter, you psycho!
What the heck? I know, I literally want it now. It comes out in October, right?
I will not let him or anyone else take Rose or my daughter from me.
Big month of October for gamers.
How about this?
It's Rose, you play as Rose.
You still stop. Hold still.
I mean, I hope.
The villagers, those foreigners, they could do nothing to assuage my years.
Fuck me.
Ever?
I don't have any health again? I thought. Oh.
Might be you, Miranda. You're not
Okay, well, this is it.
capable of real love.
How lucky you are to die before. You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Winters. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Megamyces. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true peace. So now you can die peacefully. You understand the love of a parent.
I'm not letting you get away.
How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
Well, because she's crazy.
The Megamyces saved me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power.
It's so good. I mean, we're gonna play it
All it's done is
leading up to the game premiere, but because I've never played the first one actually. I've only played the second. I've only seen clips from the first. I've pretty much played the first with all the clips I've seen.
Die and be swallowed into the Megamyces for all time.
Thank you so much. It's definitely fallen off since I put it on, because, you know, allergies to makeup, but, you know, we're here. Oh, wait. Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, my wallet is not loving all these game premieres. Love new games, but, like, please.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on. Yes.
The hell I will.
Die, 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 die. Die. I will take back my daughter! If I combine Rose with a Megamyces, my daughter will be made manifest at last! I've waited a century! A century! All for this day!
I know. That's 3 brand new games. Well, 2 and then a DLC. I mean, hopefully I won't have to pay for the DLC. I actually have the deluxe version, so I won't be paying for the DLC.
Are you sure? Why
Okay.
do you interfere? Surely you have no need of Rose now. So close to death.
She's my goddamn daughter, you psycho!
Your life is over, Mr. Winters. Why do you still do that?
Ow.
This is... You still step. Impudent! This is how you end, Ethan Winters. To ensure I never see your face, I will feed you.
Literally.
My daughter!
Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Crossing and Orange, thank you so much for the follows. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. My pronouns are they, them. I would appreciate that first and foremost. We're literally finishing Resident Evil right now, so. Like, we're literally at the end. How are you doing? How was the stream? Thank you for the raid.
It's all right, Rose. It's all right.
Oh, girl, he's dying. Oh, he's done.
Ethan! Ethan! Come on, Ethan. Come on, Ethan, wake up.
Don't make a whatever Stranger Things meme reference.
Chris.
Ethan. You did it. It's finished.
I think we've finished each other.
Ethan. We gotta move.
What is that? Is she not dead? Ava, please. Girl, thank you so much. It was very last minute. I did an outfit change before
Keep moving, Ethan.
I started
There's a
stream.
bomb in that thing that'll blow this whole village sky high.
Oh my god, excuse me.
Hey, look at me. When I hit this trigger, we can't be anywhere near it. Ah, damn it. Mia's waiting for you. She's alive, you hear me? Alive.
Mia, I'm so sorry. I love you.
The way if Ethan would have made it through this, I would have been so mad. I'm so glad they kill him right here. I would be so mad if he literally
Come on, it's not that
survived.
much further.
Watch over her.
The fingies?
Teach her to be strong.
God damn.
I was like, wait, why did he change his outfit? But it's not an outfit change, it's just what under his
Goodbye,
jacket.
Rosemary.
Ethan.
Oh wait, Chris kind of caked up. Hello, sir. Can I get a peek again? Can I get it to go? Can I get it to go? That's what I'm saying! And he's probably gonna make a cameo in 9 if they make Rose the main character. I can't. Bye, mold! Ethan, no ass, not even sexy, not even like anything to the story, just brand new. Like, bring Jake back. Okay, stop moaning and just pull. Okay, thank you. Jeez. Like, enough with the moaning.
Rose?
Go.
What if she was
Go,
like,
take
thank
us
God
up
my
now."
husband isn't here? We said it earlier. We said he brings nothing.
Wait!
This family is not. They don't give a lot to the franchise. I mean, I love their story,
Get moving.
but
You have to get clear.
No! We can't go, not without my husband!
Mia, sit down and strap in.
Not before you tell me where Ethan is. I know he wouldn't abandon us. Tell me what's going on. Where?
well, someone's gonna be a single mom.
What was that?
I told you to sit down.
What does it look like? What do you mean, what was that?
Where is he? Chris? What have you done?
He's gone.
Oh.
I tried.
Why are we emotional? What connection did you have to Ethan? I'm so sorry, Chris.
I'm sorry.
Captain, you need to see this. BSAA didn't send soldiers. This is a bioweapon.
What the hell were they thinking?
So what does that mean?
Orders, Captain.
Pick up the rest of the squad. Plot a course for BSAA Europe HQ.
We're going to Europe?
Someone's gotta pay.
Yeah, literally. Too real. Sorry. Like, what are you smiling at, baby? Don't smile. What's so funny? The way we beat 2 games in one sitting, my mind is so powerful. I am so wise. She's wearing his jacket, by the way. I never noticed that until now. That's Ethan's jacket.
Little boy will be able to touch the moon?
Nobody can touch the moon. It's too far away.
Wait, what if he has a rocket ship?
Okay, then you can touch it, but it'd be very, very cool.
You were being silly.
It's so cold in my room right now. Yeah, same. I mean, I think Rose really has potential to be like a really interesting character, but we'll see. I mean, I hope they do a good job. I think they will. I think they will do a good job because I think it's like so. I mean, anything is better than Ethan. I'm excited to play as Rose.
Happy birthday. Sorry I missed last week. I have a lot of tests coming up. You know how it is. Talk of the goddamn devil. Duty calls. I love you.
Yeah, I found her. Where else? Today of all days. We have a situation. You're needed, Evelyn.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Whoa, it's just a joke, Rose.
I can show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do.
I still understand why he made that joke. That is so inappropriate.
Stand down. I can handle it. She's just a kid.
Is that Leon? Wait, that's not Leon. Why does he look so much like Leon?
You're a lot like him, you know?
I know.
Also, someone says they can see something in the distance at the end of this. Like, if you just keep watching, someone starts walking. But, like, why is this scene right here so long? Like, if you just sit here... Look, it looks like someone's down there. Like, why is this scene so significant? You know what I mean? Look how long it is! Like, what are we looking at? They obviously want us to see something in that scene. Oh, clap for that one. Give it up. Thank God. It should have been sooner. We did 6 hours. So what? I did 3 hours in one stream, 2 in the next, and then 1 in this one. 3, 2, 1. Oh, is it? I would have never seen that. No one can say you've never beat a game on stream ever. Literally, my mind is so powerful. I kind of ate that. So, I think our next journey... I liked playing Resident Evil 6. I don't know what our next journey is. Definitely Skyward Sword, but that's literally going to take forever to finish. But I'll figure that out in the meantime. But in the meantime... meantime... Oh, the PTB came out today, so you can play as Wesker and Ada? I didn't know that came out today. That's funny. Is it Wednesday? Technically, right? Yeah, it is. Wait, I don't know. Let us raid. No, of course, thank you so much for the raid. We're gonna raid somebody else right now that's playing some Resident Evil content. I'm going to end, and I'll be back whenever I feel like streaming, which will probably be maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I'm not really sure, depending on how I sleep and what's going on. Need to go over some stuff, but, you know. I'll see y'all in the next one. Come back, hang out, and I'm usually live around, like, 6 o'clock. I'm trying to go for 6 o'clock, but... Thank you all for being here. Enjoy Lady's stream. Tell Lady I said hi. I'm gonna go de-drag and make some garlic bread. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for hanging. Appreciate y'all, because I'm going through a rough time, so thank you for being here. Love y'all.